Hello guys, welcome. I'm saying hello first to the people who are watching the replay while we wait for people to actually tune in live. So, hi, I'm sure that we're gonna talk about some really interesting topics on today's Q&A video because you guys are gonna be asking the questions. So, I thought I would do this Q&A in particular because I get a lot of comments on TikTok on my law of attraction videos there. I get a lot of comments on my YouTube videos. Hi Kelly. And hi Bettina. I generally avoid spending too much time reading comments. Some of you might not like that, but and I'm sure you guys can understand, I think it's really important to protect your energy, so I avoid scrolling through comments to avoid negativity. Wow, we got loads of people. Let me give you all a shout out now. And this is a Q&A, so you can start with commenting your questions. So we've got, hi, Refilwe Radebe, hello from South Africa. Amazing. Hi, Ravina. Hi, Yogit V. Hi, Manasa. We've spoken on Instagram, haven't we? Hi V, hi Grisette, hi Daniela, hi FS, Simone, Iman. Kelly just bought herself a journal, awesome. Hi Blakeford, morning from San Diego, one of my favorite parts of the world. Hi Nicholas, say hey to San Diego for me. Hi Lydia. Kelly's saying, but you're not sure where to start with the manifestation journal. Okay, well maybe I can talk to you about that today. Hey Wade, hey girl. Hey Ravi, oh thank you for commenting on my hair. Thank you very much. Hola Andrea from Mexico. Hi Franklin, hi Shreya. Okay, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna get on with it because it's a bit boring hearing me say hello to everyone now. So, oops. We've got a question here, what to do when bored? Okay, so let me start with the first question about a journal. Okay, so journaling is really, I love it. I really love journaling. There are many different ways that you can journal. You can use journaling as a form, thank you, as a form of manifestation technique. So for example, some people call it future journaling or manifestation scripting, whereby in your journal, you actually write loads of stuff about your life, like you're logging your life in a diary. The only bit of magic is that you're actually writing about the life that you want as opposed to the life that you might currently have in your present day. So let's say if you want to be living in a different country, or you want to be doing a different thing, you want to be spending your days doing different things, you want to have a relationship that you don't currently have, you can go ahead and write about it in your journal. In fact, I read a book. It was a business related book on how to grow your business, and really interestingly, in the introduction to this very grounded business book, the whole introduction was about how after years of his business failing and not working, he drove out to the Grand Canyon or something, and he just spent about 3 hours sat on the canyon and just writing what he wanted his life, what he wanted his business to look like. He just spent hours just writing it like a book in the present reality. And so, as you can imagine, very powerful way to immerse himself in a vibration that's a match to a reality that he wanted to attract. And obviously then he put in a lot of action as well. You've got to meet the universe halfway. But when you've set that reality in motion and you've set your brain, you've got very clear on what you want and where you're going, thanks to taking the time to sit down with no distractions and put all of your conscious mind towards getting very clear on that reality that you want. So that is one method of future journaling or manifestation scripting, which if you're ever feeling like, somebody else said, what do you do when you're bored? So this is now I'm answering 2 questions in one. Look at this being efficient today. So for example, when you're bored is not a great vibration. You're not feeling excited about life very much. So what could you do in that moment where you feel bored to raise your vibration? Like when you're on your law of attraction journey, there's potentially no reason for you ever to be bored, because when you're not in the process of actually doing something, you can go ahead and start visualizing and creating your reality. You could start writing in your journal when you're bored. And then what's going to happen is, you know, ideally when you're writing it, don't just be very flat and robotic about it. Get excited. You know, when you were a kid and maybe if you had some toys and you were, you know, playing with your dolls or playing with your action figures or your cars, right? And you're totally in that little fantasy dream world. Like, you're in it and you're with the characters and nothing else is happening around you. Nothing else matters, right? So that's kind of how I feel when I'm writing in my journal. I immerse myself in that world. You know, and I think that's a really powerful way to do it. Okay, loads of questions are coming through. Bear with me, I'm gonna have to do some scrolling back. Thank you so much for all being here. I really, really appreciate you all. And the other part of, you know, what to do when you're bored, I am so busy that I also don't have time to be bored. If you guys saw my schedule on a day-to-day basis, time management is so key, right? And I feel like we're here on this planet in this form for a very limited amount of time, and just fill every moment of your life with stuff that's going to move you forwards, right? So like my schedule from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. is usually pretty chock-a-block. And that's what leads to having a channel that's growing, having a business that's growing. It's because I'm always taking a lot of aligned action. V. Sigur asks, when manifesting a specific person, if you have a dream about them wanting to be with you, does that mean you are making progress in manifesting? That's a great question. It certainly means that your subconscious mind is focusing on that person just as much as your conscious mind is. On just like a basic psychology level, we process things during sleep time. So if you've been thinking about it a lot during the day, that would be a reason why you're thinking about it in your dreams. If you speak to some other people, they would tell you that the dream world is just as much of a reality as your waking world. It has slightly different rules. It has slightly fewer rules. You know, as you know, you can be here 1 second in a dream and the next thing you're somewhere else, and the next thing the person you were talking to changes form completely and you're talking to someone else. But some would say that, you know, when you're in that dream, it feels real, doesn't it? So what is to say that that is not a reality while you're experiencing it? So you could get excited. When it comes to manifestation, use everything as an opportunity to get excited. Because why? Excitement and expecting good things to happen is a really good positive vibration to be at. It's much better than being like worrying and doubtful and negative. So yeah, see it as a synchronicity. Choose to see it as a sign. Choose to see it as the fact that not only is your conscious mind conspiring on your behalf, but so is your subconscious mind, and maybe even, you know, other energies and other dimensions that are at play. So yeah, get excited about it. There is that small thing called free will though, and so you can't control somebody else's free will, but you can certainly do everything else. Next question. I'm scrolling up. Okay, here we go. Mum to One Halls asks, how do you deal when people upset you? Should I allow myself time to feel anger and move on, or ignore the anger completely? That is a really, really great question. Thank you for asking that, Mum to One Halls. First of all, sending you a lot of love, you know, and that remember that people who hurt you are hurting, right? There's pain going on inside them, and so that's why it comes out of them. You know, when you squeeze an orange, what is it, that expression? When you squeeze an orange juice comes out. When you squeeze a lemon juice comes out. So whatever is in that person, when you squeeze them, that's what comes out of them, right? And then you are on the receiving end of that. So allow yourself to feel emotions. I would definitely say that, you know, as much as we say in the law of attraction, like stay on a positive vibration, you know, you're also a human that needs to process the world around you. And part of that is by, when you experience something that hurts you or that upsets you, you can still see it as a positive. How can we look at it as a positive? It showed you how you don't like to be treated. So that can help you to establish standards, to raise your standards that you don't tolerate that kind of treatment. It can show you somebody's current true colors, which can help you to get clearer on whether or not you should be spending too much time with that person, or maybe with love, you love them from a distance for a little while. It can also help you to strengthen your own bounce back ability. That's what I like to call it. So, you know, feel the emotions, let them happen, but at the same time, how long are you going to allow somebody else to affect essentially more of your future and more of your future and more of your future? You know, so you can process it, you can vent it to a friend, you can journal about it, you can rip that page out of your journal and you can burn it to ceremoniously represent the fact that you've got that out of your system and now you are letting it go. So like what I'm saying is definitely don't just kind of like bury the anger or bury the pain and suppress it, because all that's going to happen is then you're carrying that emotional pain around with you on a deeper level. And the more emotional crap that we have stuck inside us, the slower things happen, the harder it is to manifest more good in your life. That's why people are like, why do I have all of this kind of anxiety for no reason? I don't know why I feel anxiety. It might be because people are holding on to something from the past. So guys, this is where breath work can be so amazing. If you're unfamiliar with breath work, or I know there's multiple types of breath work, I'm talking specifically about a form of breath work where you use, it's a 2-step inhale into your mouth, through your mouth. So you inhale in your stomach, you inhale in your heart, and then you exhale everything again through your mouth. There's guided meditations, which I include in the description of the video I did about breath work, where I tried it for 7 days. It was the most incredible energetic release. And there were some days where I woke up, I wasn't particularly sad or anything. I was in a, you know, average to good mood. I did this breathwork thing and then I found myself sobbing my eyes out, and it felt good. It felt like, whoa, I had some like pain that I'd sort of been kept stored in my emotional body, and it was able to be released. And then after that, I felt so good. So, you know, sometimes if somebody does abuse you in the workplace, or, you know, like embarrasses you in front of a group of people, and you hold it inside because you want to be professional, or you don't want to, you know, show that you're upset in front of people. Like, I get that, but then find a way to get rid of it when no one's around. Like, close all your doors, put some music on, tell your family that you're having a special, you know, bit of alone time, and do some breath work. All it takes is 10 minutes, and just shake that crappy energy off for you, because, you know, it's like having a shower. If somebody's thrown poo at you, you want to get it off, right? You don't keep it on you and just ignore it. Okay. I love you all, by the way. There's 75 of us, 76 of us all together. How cool is that? Is Ibiza 2021 happening, asks Chetan. Yes, it absolutely is. Thank you for asking that question, Chetan. As I'm sure most of you have seen, in the description to all my videos, I include a link to book your place on the Ibiza retreat that I'm going to be hosting with one of my amazing business partners, a coach called Hannah. So everything about the Ibiza retreat is confirmed except for one thing: the date. Obviously, right? Obviously, there is so much that we can't predict in terms of travel and how long this whole thing will continue for. But what we thought we can control is, you know, the people who want to be part of that retreat. You guys can reserve your places. It will be a very intimate group of us. Like, I'm talking less than 15 people, and we'll all be together in a villa during the day to have some real incredible deep transformation, to let go of a lot of old energy, to bring in new things. It's going to be an intense 3 days. And of course, it's all going to be taking place on a beautiful part of Ibiza Island, which is actually very spiritual there. It's got some great energy in Ibiza when you're not in the clubs. So yeah, the point is, like, the reason why the date is to be confirmed is because we thought, look, we can still book in the people who really want to be there, and then because it's such an intimate group, we will speak with all of you who've confirmed your places, and we'll make sure that you can definitely attend the dates that we settle on, right? So as soon as we're in a space in the world where we can confirm a date, then we will, and we'll obviously consult you to make sure that it's a date that benefits you and suits you. So any of you who are interested in applying for the Ibiza retreat, as I said, the link is in all the descriptions on the videos that I post normally. We have just a quick video call just to make sure that it's going to be the appropriate retreat for you and that you're going to be ready for it. So yeah, so I hope that that helps. Wade, you have a strange sense of humor, but I get what you're saying. There's many ways to have a release, right? Okay, scrolling back up. Let's have a look at some more questions. I find it hard to feel emotion, or I don't know if I'm feeling enough. How can you know? Says Grisette. Grisette, you're awesome. You're a human being, and that makes you perfect already. So I wouldn't overthink or over worry about, am I feeling enough? Am I feeling right? You know, first of all, it's great that you are, you've clearly got a level of awareness where you're checking in with, like, how am I feeling right now? Is this, like, this is how simple it can be. I check in with myself regularly each day just to check in with, you know, we've got all of this chatter up here, right? Thoughts are one thing, but actually, this is what Abraham Hicks says, like, the best way to gauge where you're at vibrationally, or the best way to gauge where you're at, what emotion you're feeling, is to check in with how do you feel in your body right now? Like, in your chest. Are you in a good mood where you're feeling like, ooh, a little bit happy, and that feeling that you get when something lovely happens, and or that feeling you get when you're really excited, like when you wake up on Christmas morning, or when you wake up on the day you're going to go on holiday. Like, we all know what that feeling feels like, and I'm sure we also all know that feeling of, like, dread, panic, anxiety, and what that feels like, right? So I check in with myself on a day-to-day basis to see, okay, how am I feeling? That is the best indicator of, like, where my inner being is feeling and where my subconscious mind is feeling, rather than just being up in my head. So at that point, if I am feeling anxiety or overwhelm or stress, I'll just check in with that and be like, whoa, I don't want to feel that way. That's not very necessary. That's not very, wrong word. That's not very beneficial to me. It's not necessarily going to help me right now. So then I'll take a pause, I'll take some deep breaths, and I'll reach for whatever is the best thought that I can possibly reach for in that moment. Like, even if you're having the shittest day of your life and, like, the worst thing is happening to you and you're going through a really hard time, you know, I'm not saying that on that day you might be able to jump around for joy and be giggling. I get that. But what is the best feeling thought that you could reach for that day? Like, maybe a small token of something that you could feel grateful for at the very least, or, you know, anything like, well, at least I'm actually feeling quite warm and cozy right now, or, well, at least you know, I live in a house with running water, or, you know, at least I'm not hungry. Like it can be something like that, which is better than feeling like, oh, everything's going so bad, So I just check in with myself like that and do things that like. Everyone, I believe, should have a toolkit. Thank you, Debbie. Everyone should have a little toolkit, I think, of ways that they can improve how they feel in any one moment. Because if you don't have that toolkit, you think that you need somebody else to make you feel better, or that you need alcohol or drugs to make you feel better, or a distraction to just make you feel better. But what if, like, my toolkit will include taking some deep breaths, doing a full-on guided breathwork session for 10 minutes if I can, reaching for the best feeling thought, looking around me and seeing what I can feel grateful for, and like every little thing you can be grateful for, putting on some music that makes you happy, visualizing where you're going in life. Sometimes, how many of you can relate where sometimes you feel like you're in a bit of a spiral of like worrying about if something bad's gonna happen? What if it doesn't work out? What if I can't do it? What if it does work out? Like, you guys probably saw this on my Instagram yesterday. Like, what if everything goes best case scenario for you? What if the things that you really, 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 really want, what if they happen? That's just as possible as what if it doesn't happen. But whichever one you focus on, you probably end up then steering your life more in that direction. What if it's not going to work out? What if I can't do it? What if? Then you, subconsciously and consciously sabotaging your own success, because your brain is kind of looking for things that are going to match that thought process, right? And if you're going, what if it does go to plan? And what if it does go well? And what if I do achieve it? And what if that does happen? Then, like, you get an idea, or somebody reaches out to you, or like these magical things end up happening. So that's a very like simple, uncomplicated way of how the law of attraction can work. We all are constantly going, what if? And thinking about our future, which we don't know what's gonna happen in our future. So what if you just practiced what if? What if you just practiced saying, well, what if it all goes to plan? Well, how would I feel? And how could I feel now about where I am right now, knowing that there's a possibility that it could all work out for me? It's like, this stuff is so simple, but at the same time, I know that our brains generally, don't be angry with yourself if your brain always goes for what if the worst case scenario, because I think that is part of our brain, like from thousands, millions of years ago. It's part of our survival instinct. When you're, a cave person, you live in a cave in the Stone Age or something, our ancestors, it's good that they had a part of their brain to go, what if we go to this place that we've never been to before, and there might be another tribe that's going to kill us, or there might be animals, or there might be poisonous plants there. Like, you have to have that part of your brain when you are in the Stone Age to protect yourself from just like skipping merrily into danger, But then when we fast forward to the 21st century, it's still good to have a level of, I always think it's much better to be streetwise than to be stupid, and to like, like, I grew up in quite a rough part of South London. Like, if I wasn't streetwise and I wasn't thinking, thoughts would cross my mind, like, what if I get mugged? What if this happens? And as much as it's like you don't want to attract more of that, I think it's good to not be totally oblivious of potential realistic risks. You guys know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, so with things where it's good for your general safety, that's really good that our brain thinks that way. But when you're thinking about like what you want to achieve in life, or what you want to attract in life, like if you approach it in the same way, like, what if everything bad happens? What if I can't do it? Like, that's where I think being really optimistic works in your favor. Like at this very moment, I am so optimistic about the next 6 months of my life. And that's what gets me up in the morning and gives me the motivation to grind from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. because I'm so freaking excited about what is going to come, what is going to come, what is going to happen. And during the years, like 2-3 years ago, everything in my life was very, very stuck. Nothing was growing, nothing was changing. I was an entrepreneur and nothing was really nothing was working out for me. And it's because I was just always thinking about what if it doesn't work, and what if I can't get there, and what if I'm not good enough, and what if I'm not ready yet, and how would I feel if it didn't work out? Like, shut up, that part of my brain. Do you know what I mean? And now my life is easier, and I feel like I can be more productive, and the world is working more in my favor, and I am seeing more growth in my business because the only thought that I'm entertaining when it comes to my goals over the next 6 months is that they're going to happen. They're going to happen. So that's a combination of my mindset, the energy I'm putting out there, and the action I'm taking. But it's all connected, because if you don't have the right mindset and you're not putting the energy out there, then you procrastinate and you self-sabotage and you don't do the things, right? Cool. Okay, couple more questions and then I'm going to go shopping before the shops close. Thank you guys for all being here. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Greetings from Philippines. Wow, it must be late there, huh? What time is it? Or early? Cardigan Sparks asks how to let go. If you are trying to manifest someone you know and you love so much in that situation, how to let go. Let me read that again. If you are trying to manifest someone you know and love so much. Okay. So, I'm going to keep it real, right? I mainly use the law of attraction and manifestation to attract things that are related to business success, abundance, growth, personal growth, and this kind of thing. And I know that a lot of you also want to manifest like friendships and relationships and love with specific people. And I have done a couple of videos on, well, actually, I don't think I've ever done a video myself on how to attract a specific person. I talk about how to attract, love and relationships and like your soulmates, because all of that comes down to how you feel about yourself and the vibration that you're putting out there. Then it in general, it improves the quality of everyone who you attract into your life, in which case you're going to end up finding someone who treats you so wonderfully, right? But when it comes down to how to attract a specific person, this is where I say, like, their free will is involved in that. And, like, how, you might disagree, right? But how do you know that, why do you want to be with that person? I get it, like, you have instincts and like you feel drawn to them and you feel attracted to them, but like there's also 7 billion other people on the planet. You could be limiting what you're attracting by focusing on, I only want this person and I really want this person to love me back, and they're not loving me back right now, so what can I do to get them to love me? Like, meanwhile, 100 other incredible, perfect people, perfect for you, could be coming into your life and out of your life, and into your life and out of your life, and you're not seeing them or being attracted to them because you're so focused on focusing your attraction on something that you want but you can't have because they're not currently in the same place as you. Like, I'm sure a lot of people don't want to hear this right now because maybe you really are in love with that person and you want them to like you back. But I'm just trying to offer another perspective. I'm not trying to give you If I was just, I could be here and just tell you everything that you want. Oh yeah, just like write their name down 5 times on a piece of paper and meditate on it and then they'll love you. Like, I can't make that guarantee. But what I can suggest is what would be the best use of your life and your energy. In my opinion, the best use of your life and your, whatever I just said, is, you're here to grow. You're here to make the world better than it was when you arrived. You're here to collect a bunch of experiences to strengthen and develop your spirit. And what if you focused your energy on like this that's going on here right now, like how you feel about yourself and your relationship with you, and are you living into your fullest potential, and are you creating the things that you feel pulled to create, and are you experiencing the things that you feel drawn to experience, and how can you strengthen your vessel, and how can you feel full and complete and love and at peace without anybody else like having to give you something or having to tell you something in order to make you feel that way. Like, in my opinion, the ultimate goal and dream is to feel so epic and awesome and full of love with or without anyone else, because this is the best part. When you are like, so epically full, then you probably end up attracting more people into your life because, wow, this person is just so radiant and they're so full, and I feel amazing when I'm with them because they are overflowing with good energy and love, and that is magnetic and people want that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like when people ask how to manifest winning the lottery, and I get that people ask that because they don't know that there are so many ways that they could make that money, because no one in their family has ever made millions, and they think that because they don't have a good education track record that they can't make millions, or they think that they're not good enough. Like, I have spent the last 3-4 years learning how to make millions because I wasn't taught it at school and because I wasn't taught it from my parents. But we live in a world where there's more access, more free access to information than ever before. So instead of like crossing my fingers, crossing my toes and dreaming about winning the lottery, I want to focus on becoming the best version of myself that I can possibly be, so that I can bring more value to more people, so that I can be in control of the money that I earn. Like, guys, I'm happy to share with you that this October I am earning more money in October than I've ever earned in a 1-month period before in my life. And this is coming from a girl who used to really have a bad mindset about money and really and had like tens or hundreds of pounds in my account. Now we're talking thousands, right? And I'm not sharing that to show off at all. I'm sharing that to be like, I am much more fulfilled by the journey of what it's taken me to grow and have these priceless skills, than to put all of my, numbers on winning the lottery. You know what I mean? So, what's that expression? It's better to teach a man or a woman how to fish rather than just give them a fish. Because if you teach them how to fish, then they'll never go hungry. It's a much better way of helping people. So, yeah. We're all here about personal growth, right? You guys know it. I'm like, hey, welcome back to another video. On this channel, I talk all things about law of attraction, spirituality, or sometimes I say personal development. I can't remember my own intro. And how to become the best version of you. I always talk about how to become the best version of you, right? Like, I'm not saying, hi, on this channel, I tell you like how you can force somebody to love you. Or, hey, on this channel, I talk about how to hit the jackpot and win the lottery. No, I'm talking about how to become the best version of you. So when you are the best version of you, then what does that mean? What does it mean to be the best version of you? It also means that you're going to have the best bank account version of you and the best friendships and romantic relationships version of you. Like, it's all under that umbrella, I believe. Okay, woo, I went off on a rant there, didn't I, guys? 64 of you are still with me, love that. Okay, I'm going to answer one more question. Let me have a look. Scroll down, please. Midnight in the Philippines. All right, Saturday night live. Greetings from Brazil. Não fala português, but hello, Isabella Velasquez. Jasmine says, if it all goes to plan, I'll be living independently away from a toxic relationship. Yes, queen. What if it all goes to plan? It will, it will, it will. Keep focusing on that. And keep healing yourself. Keep those standards high. My daddy taught me at a young age that I'd be in the playground at school and, I would come home and, my dad would ask me, hey, how was school? And I would say, oh, well, not great at school today. I was playing in the playground with these girls and, yesterday they said to me, you're my best friend. They told me I was their best friend. And then today I went to play with them and then they looked at me and they said, you're not our friend anymore, and walked off. And so I was really upset, right? And so my dad taught me a really amazing lesson and he said, okay, that's no problem. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got everything to do with them and just them being silly girls, right? So that was a great thing to hear, because what did I originally do? As soon as they looked at me and said, you're not our friend anymore, and walked away, what was the first thought that went through my head? What have I done wrong? Maybe I'm not good enough. Chetan saying my daughter has that. Yeah, and a lot of adults have that as well. Like, we think it's just a thing that kids do, but, we all experience that kind of thing, right? So anyway, so what my dad taught me is he's like, look, Lucy, you don't need people like that to be happy, especially when they're going to treat you one way one day and another way another day. He said to me, everything you need is inside you. So when it comes to playtime, you can totally play on your own. You know how to do that. You play on your own at home sometimes. So if they don't want to play with you, no problem. Just say to them, okay, see you later, rather than giving them the reaction that they probably want, which is, oh no, please, or you go off crying, right? So I took this on board, and then the next time it happened in the playground, where one day they went, oh, you're my best friend, Lucy, we love you, and then they dropped me the next day, then I wasn't bothered by it. I just said, okay, see you later, I'll go and play on my own. And their jaws dropped to the floor. They obviously were very shocked, because that wasn't the reaction that they were hoping for. They were hoping to, hurt me. And guess what actually ended up happening as a result of that? It meant that they actually all wanted to play with me because they saw that I was this solid and strong energy. And so I've taken that with me for the rest of my life, that, through secondary school, through university, and then as an adult as well, that I'm totally happy on my own. And if they want to play with me, great. If they don't, great. I'm still a complete human being that has everything I need inside me. I would much rather be on my own and do whatever I want with my time than change who I am and do stuff that I don't really care about just to fit in. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand out, be outstanding. Do you know what I mean? Would it be wrong to manifest a friendship with a celebrity? I don't know if I would use the words right or wrong. I think it's great to focus on manifesting friendships with successful people, because then you become the average of the people you spend the most time with, right? And you learn a lot about life from what a celebrity has to go through. I'm glad I've helped you, Madison. What are your recommendations to keep a healthy mindset on lockdown? Do you mean during lockdown? Well, I can answer this question anyway. It's a really good one, Bettina. I mean, we've all been through it, right? For the last 6 to 8 months. So I would say that you've got to have a morning routine, especially if you're in lockdown or even if you're not in lockdown. Do you have a morning routine that's all about you and getting your energy in the right place? I don't just mean a morning routine like showering and having breakfast and brushing your teeth. I mean a morning routine where you listen to some personal development that's going to feed your mind with powerful, successful, positive thoughts, listening to some guided affirmations, moving your body. Like, I have a 2-hour morning routine, 7, 8, and this might be unrealistic for some people. You could make it a 10-minute morning routine. You could literally dedicate 1 minute to 10 different activities and then go about your day. But I wake up, and the first hour of my day, I try as hard as possible not to look at my phone. Sometimes I do, but I make it a conscious effort not to. I will put on some like really nice relaxing meditation music all around my house so that my house feels like welcoming and cozy and uplifting. And I'll put the kettle on and I'll have my favorite Herbalife nutrition tea with the mango aloe, which I'm just like, that inspires me to get out of bed because of how lovely it tastes and how good it feels. So like, I do things that are pleasing to me from the moment I wake up. I'm in my own little bubble. Like, that's a really big reason why I don't go onto my phone or I avoid it. I'll sit and do some journaling. You guys have watched my scripting letter where everything I wrote down came true, right? So I'll look at my scripting letter most mornings. I'm currently going through a phase where I've done that and I've forgotten about it. I'm just letting it go and letting it happen now. But when I was doing my 30 days of reading my scripting letter, I would pick it up every morning, and that would be a great way to remind myself of where I'm going. I'll either listen to an audiobook. I only listen to personal development audiobooks. I don't listen to just like fictional stories. At the moment I'm listening to The Money Is Coming by Sarah Wiscombe and The Law of Attraction by Abraham Hicks. So if I'm in like a money hustle mood in the morning, I will listen to the money one. If I'm in a spiritual mood, I'll listen to the Abraham Hicks one. So things like that for the first hour, and then the second hour I work out, I stretch, and I do a bit of yoga and a bit of like some home weights that I have. And then I start my day out of the shower, get dressed, have my Herbalife nutrition breakfast, and then I'm good to go. Then I get started. And on days when I skip that, I feel behind from minute 1. I feel like, and I forgot to mention breath work is part of that first hour as well. So yeah, I really feel the difference when I don't have a morning routine like that. So anyone who's been struggling to have the right energy or the right mindset during lockdown, I would highly recommend doing stuff like that. And as you can tell, I don't have a strict routine. It's like I have this menu of activities that will make me feel really great. And because if you have for me personally, if I have a strict, you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to do that, then a morning routine becomes just the same kind of chore, like maybe other things that you have to do in your life. Whereas I want to wake up and I go for what do I feel most inspired to do? Out of all of those things that I can choose from the menu of morning routine activities, which one excites me the most this morning? Journaling, great. So now I'm going to journal because I feel inspired to journal. Or if I'm can't really be bothered, but I really want to stretch my body, then I'll jump on the mat and do some stretching. So yes, that's my biggest piece of advice, to have the right mindset during lockdown. Definitely recommend turning off your phone for a few hours. I have all of my notifications turned off for the last week after watching The Social Dilemma, and it's been the most productive and good feeling week of my life for a long, long time. Thank you guys for being here. Love you all so much. Tips for manifesting money: believe that you are deserving of money. Organize and be hyper aware of the money that you have got at the moment, because what you focus on expands. Even if you have $100 in your account, I would recommend splitting it into the different money jars that I talk about in my most recent YouTube video about that. So there's a video before this one called the five signs that you're going to be rich one day. Not only do I give the 5 signs, but I also share with you each like 5 different tips on what you can do to get yourself to that place where you are inevitably going to be wealthy. Yes, you can manifest health and safety for your family. I always give a bit of gratitude and I thank my angels for protecting me and for protecting my family. I think that's a beautiful thing to manifest. My dad is a very wise person. Dad's, yes, loving that. Hey, my name is Daniela. How to attract great people and great opportunities in your life and also good health. Thanks. Well, you are watching a very positive video right now, and I'm sure you're surrounded by great people. Attracting great opportunities into your life. Do you go searching for them every day? Like, are you out there looking for good opportunities? Sometimes it does take us actively seeking things to find them. When your mind is like, this is kind of how the logical explanation of the law of attraction works. If we take all divine spirituality out of it for a second, if I tell you right now to look around the room that you're in and focus only on the things that are red. I can see 1, I can see 2, count them. How many things can you see that are red? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool, okay. So now look back at me. Oh, now I'm looking at the live button. The live button is red, okay? That heart is red on somebody's comment, yeah? Now I'm looking at the notification icons on my computer, red, 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 red. So my brain is wired to look at all of the things that are red in the room. Okay, now let's change and let's look in the room again and look at everything that is green. Count the number of things that are green in your room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's one of the colors of my business, so that's why there's so much green in my room. 12. Okay, my brain is now like ignoring everything else and it's just going ding, 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 and all it spots is the green, 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 green. Okay, so that is why also when your mind is looking for good opportunities, you will see them everywhere. And so there's 2 ends to the stick. This is every subject is 2 subjects, as Abraham Hicks says. This is the subject. This pen represents opportunities. One end of the stick is when you think, I really need more opportunities in my life because I don't have any. I really don't like where I am right now. I wish that my life was better, but it's not. Look at everybody else. They've got so much going on and I don't. That is one side of this stick called opportunities. And then on the other side of the stick is, man, I love opportunities. I'm so excited about going out there and looking for opportunities today. I wonder what opportunities will fall into my lap. I just love being open to the miracles of life. So it's one subject. Be careful which side of the subject you're focused on, right? Same with love and relationships, same with money, same with every subject. Money, so this is the subject of money. I don't have enough money, I feel broke, I can't afford that. Maybe I should really watch loads of videos on how to attract more money. Oh, I feel so broke, da 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 da. Oh, even when you're focused on manifesting, sometimes if it's not been working for you, it's actually because you're looking at this side of the subject. Wow, I just found £1 on the floor. I'm so grateful that I saved £10 here. Wow, I got my paycheck, which means I can pay my bills. Yay. Yay, I got another bill to pay. I love being able to say thank you to the companies that provide me with the things that I use to live. Yay, I get to buy something else. You know, like, it's like there's always 2 ways to think about everything. So That's what I mean by like, that's how you can attract more of what you want into your life. So I think on that note, I will wrap up today's Q&A. I think that's actually quite a useful thing to end on. So I hope you guys found that useful. I love you all very, very much. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Those of you who want to connect further, I encourage you to look at the descriptions of all of my videos. I have things like not only the retreat, but I am expanding my team, my nutrition business. Any of you guys who are openly looking for opportunities to maybe be your own boss, but at the same time have someone to teach you everything. That is what I do behind the scenes of YouTube. Maybe that's why you're watching this right now. Maybe you were meant to hear this last part of the message. So if you want more information on working with me, joining my team, finding out more about what I do, go to the descriptions of any of my videos and you'll find more information there. I just want to give you guys what you want. There's a free Facebook community as well. You can join that, and then you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're going to connect with, who also is on the same journey as you, who gets you, who's into the law of attraction too. You could find 10 new spiritual, awesome, positive thinking friends by joining that Facebook group. You never know. So love you guys so much. Have a great rest of your weekend, and see you in my next video. Bye.